Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be cooking a cauliflower cheese and chorizo GLP friendly meal. So let's get started. So what we first need is the only ingredients we do need for this. I'll say only. We have some milk. We have 400 mils of milk. We have some mustard. Look, you can choose whatever mustard you want because you know, it doesn't really matter. I think mustard tends to bring out the flavour of the cheese a bit more. I'm using an English mustard. If you're mixing it, you know, preferably if you've got the powder one, I kind of like that one better. So yeah, so you've got your cheese. I've got about a cup and a half of cheese here, about 200 grams of cheese, and it's 30% mature cheddar and 30% less fat mature cheddar. I've also got some chorizo sausage, and I've literally diced this up as much as I can, and I've got half a sausage in a cup here, and that's about all you need. Oh, of course, I'm going to be using a bit of corn flour to thicken it up. So I'm going to be using, I think, about 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Anyway, look, so what I'm going to do is move that from there. I'm going to get the pan, I'm going to whack that on. So I worked this out for measurement's sake and calories, and basically, not to say basically, I'm trying not to say basically all the time in this video, as I did in the last one. So yeah, so I've looked into like the calories and the protein, and we're looking on, I think it was let me think now, it's about 350 calories and nearly 30 grams of protein in this in total. I'm using as well a whole medium size, or you can even put a large in there, of cauliflower. So yeah, like a whole size cauliflower. And what I've did with this is I've boiled it for about six minutes, and then literally drained it off. Make sure you drain all the water off because it tends to go get a bit watery when you start cooking it in the oven. So I've already prepared that in my Pyrex baking dish. I've not grease-proofed anything. It tends to cook without it. So that's on the cook. Let's add the chorizo. I'm not using any oil in this. There's a fair bit of oil in the chorizo. So basically, that's the basically word. So you're gonna cook this for a few minutes. You can see the oil coming out anyway. If you want to, guys, you can drain the oil a little bit for this. This is like a low-fat chorizo, so there's actually not a lot coming out. The reason why I'm cooking it slightly is just to get the flavours out a bit. And then, so yeah, you've literally got a handful of ingredients. It's so simple to make. Getting a bit smoky in here already. Well, I'm opening the back door. Yeah, just open the back door because I don't want to let the smoke alarm go off. So that's about done. As you can see, like the oil's slightly coming out now. And again, that's just bringing the flavours out. And there's, like I said, there's not much going in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just gonna add a little drop of, I know we've got 400 in this of milk. I'm just gonna add just a little drop of the milk in there. Right. And what you want to do is put approximately, and this is like a large teaspoon, so I'm putting about 4 of them in there, which is about 2 tablespoons. I did put quite a bit of milk in there, to be honest, but you want to put the smallest bit of milk. I'd say about 2 tablespoons of milk to your 2 tablespoons of corn flour. Yeah, it's corn flour. And I'm going to add, I like this mustard, it's English mustard. I'm going to add just a teaspoon in there. Give that a little mix. Again, I think I put too much milk in this, but you guys need to sort of mix it so it's more like a kind of a paste. Tends to go a bit yellowy because of the mustard. So that's that. We're now going to put that back on the heat. Right, we're going to add our milk, left of the milk. Now I would have done this, usually I would have done this separate in a saucepan, but I'm doing this so you can see a bit more clearer in the pan. And then we're going to add the mustard and the cauliflower mix. So I've whacked it up quite a high heat, keep stirring. Let that cook for a bit. So I mean, I know this has all been like GLP-1 friendly food, but I've not really told you about my journey, which I'm type 2 diabetes, and I went to the doctors and my BMI was over, and they suggested that I went on to Mounjaro. So this is not a weight loss thing for me. This is basically getting my diabetes in the basically reverse it. So and I've used the basically word again. So my sugar levels were quite high. So my sugar levels were quite high. I think they were about 80. And so as soon as I got on the Mounjaro, I'm on 5 meals now. And to be honest with you, it's doing its job. I've just had my recent blood test, so I've gone from 80 or 8.0, I don't know how they work it out, down to 54, which was still high. Now I'm down to 34, and I've lost literally, I mean, the weight loss has been a bonus, because I've literally lost about 2 stone. Yeah, 2 stone. I forget how much that is in pounds, but it's been great, you know. And so I thought, you know, I want to start eating a little bit more healthier, or at least cutting down on the fat, getting more protein. So, and I don't mind doing a bit of cooking. In fact, I love cooking. I'm not a master chef. I'm just a home cook. So I thought I'd just do this so I could sort of bring a few simple recipes to people that, you know, that I've been doing for myself. And my fiance, I mean, she's done ever so well. She's lost 5 stone. I mean, Raquel has lost 5 stone, and her diabetes, she's in remission, so it's gone. And that is how good these GLP ones are. You know, for okay, it's much for weight loss, but you know, it really is a wonder drug. And if you're lucky, and we was lucky, you can get it from your doctors. But again, your BMI's got to be a certain BMI over, and you know, we're type 2 diabetes, so you've really got to also, you really got to push for it with the doctors. And I'm on it now for another few months now, so I'm really happy. And yeah, that's my journey on it. And like I said, I'm really enjoying it. So I thought I'd share a few meals with everybody. And the GLP-1 community out there on YouTube, there is a lot of people out there, you know, that can help you while you're on this diet. I can go on about, you know, what it does for you, what it doesn't do for you. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people out there that know a lot more than I do. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with the cooking, try and get a few nice meals out there for everybody to enjoy, and also not to punish yourself, because a lot, I know I'm giving out the calorie measurements and the protein, but again, I think with any diets and any meals that you have, it's all about portion size. And I'm a fine one to say, because I'm not really good with portion control. But again, it's portion size. And if I've gone over on the calories in these meals I'm doing, and if I've gone over them, then make it your meal of the day, and literally have smaller snacks in between time. You know, I know a lot of people out there will actually have one main meal a day. So if I've gone over on this, and you'll say, oh God, that's a lot of calories, that's you know, that's just too much. But again, it's moderation, and it's portion control, and it's how you space your day out. And another thing as well with being on this GLP-1 diet is that you lose your appetite. But you have to make yourself eat. Now I'm putting all this cheese in. I've left literally about a third of the cup, because I'm going to use that to just top the dish before it goes in the oven. So there we have it. Nice cheesy sauce. Looks a bit lumpy at the moment. The cheese hasn't melted. Let me whack it up a little bit more. So yeah, just don't go hard on yourself with dieting. You know, a lot of people do punish themselves, and you know, they're constantly looking at the scales. I mean, we've also got to remember, you've got to go out for walks if you can't get a lot of exercise or get to the gym. So, you know, doing your 10,000 steps a day is important. You know, at least, even if you're running around the house, if you're a bit housebound, then you do what you can. So there we have it. Right, so we've got We've done the sauce and the chorizo. It's kind of a nice orangey colour. Now what we want to do now, I'm going to pour this over. I think what I did before, I actually mixed the cauliflower in the actual pan itself, so I'm probably going to make a bit of a pig's ear on this. So, and just like make sure it's covered. So, covered so. Right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top. Again, I'm using a 30% less fat cheese. The less fat, the better. But what I will say is that make sure if you do get a less fat cheese, make sure, this is where you can use less cheese, is if you get a strong mature cheddar or an extra mature cheddar, less is more, you know, so less is more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my usual. Well, that is going in the oven, and it's on about, it's going to go in the oven about 200. I don't know what it is in the US. I'm sure it's probably 400, but yeah, put it on for at least, oh, I'd say about 20 minutes. Again, you know, when I've done the cauliflower, I cooked it for about, literally for about 6 to 7 minutes, but make sure you drain it off, because if you don't drain it off, this is going to go a little bit watery, a bit soggy. You know, again, it depends how you like it. You might like it soggy. So I'm going to pop that in the oven now. And the power of my disorganisation and magic, we have one we've just done. And there we have it. And there we have it. Cauliflower, cheese and chorizo. I'm going to try this out. So yeah. There's a bit of chorizo with it. So I'm going to give this a try. Right in my mouth. Oh. Oh, that's really nice. And with the taste of the chorizo, you've got that Spanishy, that paprika. This is not spicy one bit. And it's not overpowering. It really is nice. Anyway, enjoy.